Alright, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Guess the mic's working. A little bit of scuff there at the beginning because I wasn't exactly sure what was happening, but... Whoa, wrong place. Wrong place. Okay. Hey Rex first, welcome. So, anyway, I think I've a little scuff there at the beginning with the opening sequence. Apparently I did not fix things from the last stream, and it's like, yeah, you know what? No one's gonna notice. No one's gonna notice except me. But anyway, hey everyone, my name's Ruka, and welcome to the food truck after dark. We're back here with our every 2 weeks bi-weekly Mahjong stream with chat and stuff. So if you're new to this, just letting you know, if we have enough people, I think I need like 1 or 2 people. Well, 2 people. I usually want at least 2 people with me before we can start a match. Otherwise, I'll warm up with ranked matches first, and then we'll go. We'll continue until we find enough people to the rooms with. But yeah, this is just basically a time for me to, like, you know, just do a just chatting stream, but play Mahjong because I can't just chat. So I'm gonna go in and get started. I guess there's some events. Oh yeah, summer events going on right now. Summer events for characters I do not have. Not that I roll in this game, but anyway, we'll go and get started. East. But yeah, I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about today, and I don't really have anything in mind. Just some little weird stuff that's happened off stream, but that's about it. Well, I say weird stuff, but I mean, it's not really that weird. It's just more like, this happened, that happened, kind of thing. And I'm just trying to sort my brain out of everything into like, how should I say it? What do I say? Because my mind is kind of like not really all over the place, but it's more like brain empty. That is my default these days. It's brain empty, and some people, you know, some people go in a brain empty mode and it helps for them. But for me personally, when I go in a brain empty mode, I just kind of like forget everything, and that's actually kind of bad. That's actually pretty bad. So I'm trying to get back into like thinking about more stuff and just getting my thoughts in order. Basically, just getting my thoughts in order. I think I've been well, what is it? Lacking a bit of oxygen. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It sounds weird. It sounds weird, but basically, maybe it's just me. Whenever I just chill on the bed and like play my phone games and whatnot, I get into this state where I kind of forget to breathe. That's not healthy whatsoever, but that's kind of how it's been recently. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it's just the angle of my neck or something, and that kind of like throws everything off for me. And it's like, okay, you slowly stop breathing, and because of that you kind of just pass out, which is also, by the way, a really effective way to fall asleep. According to some people, that's what you got to do, is like slow your breathing down a lot, and then eventually I think you get to the point where there's so little oxygen getting to your brain that you just kind of pass out. And yeah, that's, I mean, it sounds kind of scary, but you do wake up eventually if, you know, you're still healthy and you can still breathe while you're sleeping and stuff like that. Okay, that sounds a little grim, but I think I've heard of that somewhere. At least some people somewhere have mentioned if you want to fall asleep in 3 seconds flat or something, that's the way you got to do it. But you know, just be careful. Don't accidentally put a pillow on top of your face and do yourself in accidentally. That's not good. I do not advocate for that whatsoever. Oh, what? Okay, at least it's cheap. Sneaky. Sneaky. I should have realized something was up when the green was out, but that was sneaky. Anyway, that's basically what's happening, and because of that, my memory has been resetting a lot. I say that figuratively, but also it's like, yeah. I mean, I'm not one to worry about a lot of things to begin with, but it's like, you know, it would be nice it would be nice to actually, like, remember some things. I used to have a lot more tension, I guess, back in the day. But these days, I'm like very low tension. I like to keep it that way. It's nice not having to be so... What is this? On edge all the time? One should never be on edge all the time. That's kind of bad for a lot of health reasons, I feel like. But I would like a little bit of hot-bloodedness back. At least in my personal life, I want a little bit of hot-bloodedness back. And if I don't have that, I feel like it just doesn't feel right. Because I used to be so hot-blooded, I could probably, like, I don't know, do a lot more stuff than I used to. And now it's like, you know, I'm just gonna chill here. I'm gonna do the one thing I need to do today, and I'm gonna chill. And that's it. We're good to go. Which, you know, if you want to like not think about too much of stuff, I guess that's the way to go. Yeah, not sure where I was going with that, but you know, that's basically it. And but yeah, anyway, so I'm just really just trying to, for the most part, recently, just trying to, what do you call this? I'm just trying to like get my schedule for the upcoming trip this year in line, and for the most part I think I have a good idea of what I want to do each day for the trip, but there's like what is it, I'm running into things I didn't account for that I usually used to be careful about 3 years ago, or at least 4 years ago when I did my last trip. But then again, pandemic happened, and you know, couldn't exactly go to anywhere outside of the country because of that. So that's 3 or 4 years worth of inactivity, of not being able, not, what do you call this, not exactly being in a planning sort of mood. But now that we're back into it, I'm just like, oh, okay. So Japan trip, Japan talks. I haven't done a Japan talk stream in a while because I'm like trying to get like some camera stuff, but we will do that eventually. Mahjong gaming tonight, yes, Cooler. You in for tonight, or are you just gonna watch again? Though we can also talk about different stuff. Anyway, I should probably ask you guys, anything you want to talk about that's happened to you recently? I think there was a Steam sale that happened recently. I think we didn't really talk about the Steam sale much, but there was a Steam sale, and if anyone does shopping on Amazon, I guess it was Prime Day also. I didn't get anything for Prime Day per se, but it's like I just got some equipment I needed for stream, and none of them were on sale. So my wallet is kind of like burning like crazy, and it's not good. But it is what it is. I'm gonna try to beat some of the games I got from sale. Ooh, what'd you get? I'm trying to remember what I got. That Love School, the Love School thingy one that we did where we were getting chased by a yandere. A very cute yandere, by the way. She's not the crazy type of yandere. Thank goodness. That one, what do you call this? That was pretty fun. I should play some more of that off stream, because honestly, one stream is good enough for that, and then the rest of the endings I just get in my own time, you know. But that was pretty fun, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Ooh, not how I wanted to win, but sure. Well, that's the only way I was gonna be able to win, so that's okay too. Well, I could have made this on gun, but I did not do that. Oop. I knew I was gonna fix something. There we go. We had double chat styles going on there. Bulletstorm. Some kind of weird first-person shooter thing. I don't think I've heard of that one. I got... Let me double check what I have on... Steam. Let me see what I got recently. And also just making sure that nothing is showing up on screen, which I don't think it is. Good. That would be bad if something did show up on screen. Let me see what I got here. My wallet. See account details. Purchase history. There we go. It's basically what Ultra Kill is more like Call of Duty. Would you necessarily want Ultra Kill to be like Call of Duty? I'm not exactly. Okay, I'll be perfectly honest. I'm not sure how Ultra Kill is what Ultra Kill is like because I've never played it. Wait, hold up. I need to fix this. There we go. You guys are now aligned. But yeah, I don't think I've ever played Ultra Kill. Let me see what I did try to get the Steam Deck during the Steam sale, but I skipped that. Well, I got it and it's like, wait, I'm not actually gonna be able to touch this thing, so I decided no, I'm not actually going to be getting the Steam Deck, so I basically canceled that order. It's like, would've, could've, didn't. I don't know. I feel like I think the only thing Steam Deck is really good for these days is emulation, I think. I know some people have the idea that they want to play their Steam games on the Steam Deck, which probably works for a good 60 to 70% of the games on Steam. But there's also a decent amount of games on Steam that doesn't quite work well on the Steam Deck because it's a Linux game. It's a Linux software kind of thing going on there. So yeah, I did have the idea of playing the Atelier games on the Steam Deck, and apparently it doesn't work quite so well. And it's like that was reason enough for me not to get it. The creator literally calls it Devil May Quake. Interesting. Ultra Kill is Quake, but has combo style system like Devil May Cry. Huh. I might have to double check. I might have to like check into that. I don't normally do first person type games, but that does sound kind of interesting, so I might look into it. Not gonna promise anything. I made too many promises and I don't want to make promises I can't keep. So, but let me see. I got what did I get? Oh, I got a Toho game. Not a mainline Toho game, but I did get a Toho fan game on Steam. I think it's on early access right now. It looks pretty good. I haven't tried it yet, but you know what? I probably should try more games that I actually buy so that I know whether or not I want to keep it. Because I'm getting to that point where like I'm buying so many games and I find out like some of the games I buy I just don't like. But anyway, I got I'll get into more of that later. I got like a Toho game. I got Mini Metro. I don't know if I want to stream Mini Metro, but Mini Metro looks pretty fun. I got a shooter thingy, Ajax or something. A friend of mine, not a friend of mine, an acquaintance of a friend of mine made the game, so I'm kind of curious about checking it out. And it looks pretty solid. It looks pretty solid, so it's like, why not? Let's go give it a shot. But there's also quite a few things here that I'm not gonna spoil because I wanna stream it. There's another game that came out recently after the sale called Gravity Rush. Wait, Gravity Rush, wasn't Gravity Rush in on like the Vita or something back in the day? Hold up, Gravity Rush, really? No, it's not. It's not on here. Am I thinking of something different? Because there's no Gravity Rush on Steam. But I do remember a Gravity Rush game on the PS Vita back in the day, which I think I had. I never finished it, and there's no way for me to be able to play it because I don't know how to like stream that, and also my Vita is kind of dead, so I can't do it even if I wanted to. My Vita is dead. My PSP is dead, my Vita is dead. all the games I had on there, gone. Gone to the winds of time. And it's like, it makes me sad because my favorite games on those system are games that you wouldn't even necessarily think that, I don't know. Anyway, my favorite games on those system, okay? PSP and the Vita, the Patapon series, Patapon 1 and 2 especially. I didn't like Patapon 3 so much, but Patapon 1 and 2 was great. I love that game a lot. It's like a rhythm game slash what do you call it? It's like a rhythm game, and you're like controlling a small army of little eyeballs, and it's pretty fun depending on how you do your rhythms. They do different stuff during a fight, and it's like really good. There was another game that I really like. I think it was called Dungeon Travelers. I hear there's 2 games of that one. Dungeon Travelers 1 is the one that I played, and that was actually pretty good. Nice dungeon crawler for the Vita, because we couldn't get Etrian Odyssey in that on the Vita. Etrian Odyssey is only a Nintendo thing, and I did not have a Nintendo DS at the time, I think is what it was. So yeah, I played a lot of that. Never finished it because holy crap, that thing is long. I got close to the end, but I never actually beat it, so I'm a little sad that I can't beat it anymore because it's like impossible to recharge it. I might be able to emulate it, but don't tell anyone that I emulate it if I stream it. Don't tell anyone. Gravity Circuit. Let me double check that. Gravity Circuit. We do have Etrian Odyssey on the Switch now, though. Not Switch, on Steam. So maybe I'll be able to get. Maybe I'll be able to do that. But the thing is, it's so expensive. Like, one game of Etrian Odyssey is so expensive for how old it is, and then they didn't really do anything to that. Oh, Gravity Circuit kind of looks like Mega Man. Like one of the old... Oh, it's basically Mega Man. It's basically Mega Man. It's a little different style, but yeah. Mega Man mixed with old school Ninja Gaiden, so good. Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. I'm gonna put it on a wish list. Thank you for letting me know about that one. I don't think I'm gonna get it yet because I do have so much stuff already, but that does look pretty good. So yeah, thanks for letting me know. Oh, freaking ninja! Oh, I hate this ninja. Literally assassinated me into 3rd place. Okay, I'm not drinking yet today. I'm not drinking yet today. I'm just drinking water. Looks like we don't have the usual people yet in chat, so I'm gonna be doing more ranked matches until we get the people for what do you call it? Get the people for their usual rooms. Also I keep talking anyway, regardless of people are here or not. But yeah, it does look pretty good. It's like very Game Boy. Yeah, it definitely has a Game Boy aesthetic to it, especially the color palette. Like I think at least the original Mega Man stuff, that looks pretty good. Yeah. But anyway, about the thing where I'm like buying so many games now, especially because I'm streaming, I buy so many games. Because before I streamed, I hardly bought any games whatsoever. I just kind of like played the same things over and over again. Or at least I played things until completion and then I buy the next thing. It's just more, what do you call this? It's just more fiscally responsible of me to do it that way. And now I'm kind of like, this looks interesting. I kind of want to play this. This looks interesting. Oh, this might be fun to stream. I'm gonna get this too. And then I find out later, after trying it, you know, this wasn't as interesting as I thought. I kind of regret buying it now. At least, I don't think that's happened to anything I've streamed so far, but for the ones that looked kind of interesting or people recommended to me, it's like, they say it's good, but the thing is they forget to say who it's good for. Like, there's this one really text-heavy game that kind of plays like your old school. It's not really old school, but let's just say it's old school. It kind of plays like your old school text-based adventures, and I don't think I ever grew up with that. So the nostalgia and the way it's played didn't really affect me as much, and because of that, it just felt meh. And it's like there's too much text, there's too much flavor here, which I guess is part of the reason why people like it. But at the same time, I'm like, there's too much text. I don't want to read all this stuff. And there's really nothing graphical about it. It's just basically text. There's some graphics on the side to show you, just to kind of show you where you are, but you don't even see characters. You don't. I mean, the characters are all in the text, but you don't get to see them. But yeah, it's just all text and pictures of the land, and it's like, yeah, maybe I'm not in the mood for this right now. Maybe I'll play this some other time, but I'm glad I'm not streaming it. At least it never looked like it was a streaming type of game. But I tried it, and I tried it like way past when it was the return window. So it's not like I can return it. But there's a lot of good reviews on it. So it's like, what? It's not for me. I know it's not for me. And there's a few others that are like, yeah, this is okay. This is okay, but it's not like great. So, I mean, there's just those kind of like buyer's regret kind of moments, which, you know, I feel like we have all the time. It's just I buy so much stuff that it hits me quite a bit more than usual. And it's kind of like, yeah, what do I do with this? It's just gonna be here until I feel like playing it because I'm super bored, which I don't like feeling. With I don't feel like I should be bored. I don't like the idea of boredom. To be honest, I know that sounds weird for some people, but I don't really like that idea. If you're bored, you need to do something. Is my thought. But it's like, don't just complain about being bored and stuff. But I don't know, some people be like that. Anyway, I mean, but yeah, there's like, I do need to be more careful, and I do need to like try some of these things before I actually decide, do I want to keep it, do I want to stream it, do I want to return it, kind of thing. And I've never taken that what do you call it? I haven't taken that advice to myself seriously yet, or at least I haven't followed through with that advice to myself yet. So I'm like, okay, so because you're not going to listen to yourself on that note, at least get the ones that look actually interesting, or wait until there's a sale, or wait a little bit until, you know, until it looks like it's a good time to get it, because I have a tendency of getting a bunch of stuff at one time, and it's like I just kind of forget it, and then it's out of the return window, and it's like, okay, well, I'm stuck with this now. There's a few games like that. I'm kind of stuck with this now. But it's not a fault of the game. It's just me, and I guess I'm just trying to get used to this whole idea of all the games in one place, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy because of that. Well. But yeah, anyway. Japan Talk stuff. About the Japan Talk stuff, I've been putting the Japan Talk stream for this month quite a bit. Only because I'm trying to get a camera upgrade, or at least waiting on a camera upgrade before we do that. And because I kind of want to do a hand cam stream for this one, right? And we've done the camera, the hand cam for the model making, at least the second model making, which worked, but it wasn't good enough. So it's like, okay, let's try something else. So I had to return that one. And now the new camera is hopefully going to come in next week, and I may just have to test it on stream when it comes, but I also need to test it a little bit before it gets before we use it for stream, just to see how well it actually works and if it's actually going to work, because cables and cameras apparently a little finicky. I'm learning this as I go, and it's like, really? It's a cable. How complicated could a cable be? But I guess it depends whether the cheap cable is insulated enough or has enough wires to do the thing it needs to do. Apparently. It's complicated. I never knew how complicated cables could get. Just because of the wires and the connections. I think there's like little connector things in the wires and the USB cables, where it's like, okay, here's the plating, and you have this number of plates in here, and you have this number of connectors, and because you have these number of connectors, it can do this, this, and this, but not this, this, and this. And it's so complicated, and there's no way to find out what it does, because there's no way, because the way people advertise cables is like, yeah, it's USB 2.0, USB 3.0, or it goes this fast and it goes this fast, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's actually gonna work. It doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna work, and that's the sucky part. And it's like, what do? I don't know. It's frustrating. Not gonna lie, it's a teeny tiny bit frustrating. But that's just I guess streamer life in general. Well, maybe not streamer life. I do have a ulterior motive to getting said camera upgrades, just because I do want to replace not replace. I want to like add another camera to my toolkit. I did not want to say collection, because I'm not collecting cameras. I do have a toolkit of cameras that does different stuff. I have like one travel camera one lightweight / travel camera that I like to carry around for whenever I'm out and about. And then I have the big heavy camera that I use for mostly still shots, mostly night shots. Like, you kind of have to use a tripod for it, otherwise it's not going to collect enough light for whatever you're doing. But also, it's also very old. It's very old by now. And I used to have an older camera that got passed down to me, but now I don't know where it is. But I also can't use it anyway because it's a film camera. Well, I probably could use a film camera, but I think I don't know how well maintained or badly maintained it was. And I'm kind of regret losing that camera, because it was actually like a vintage Canon or Nikon. I don't remember what it was. 1960s, 1970s, maybe even 80s. Vintage Canon camera from back in the day, film only. And because it's film only, you need more old school techniques to actually use it, but it's the best way to train yourself on how to use cameras in general. And then you kind of have to just, learn how to use it. It's a good camera to learn, but I don't have that now, and yeah, me reading blogs for how to use camera feels, what do you call it? It feels like I really don't need to do this, but I'm going to anyway, because I probably should keep learning how to use this stuff. It's like, what the heck is an ISO? What the heck is a diopter? What the heck is a shutter speed? What is this plus minus thing? Maybe that's a diopter. Anyway, what is a bunch of stuff in the camera? How do you take this kind of shot? Why are my shots not coming out clear, even though on the screen it looks pretty darn clear? At least for some cameras that do have those screens. On the big DSLR camera, you don't have that. you really don't have that. You see what you see in the viewfinder, and then you don't see the results until you take the shot. And then after you take the shot, it might already be too late to take a second shot, because the thing is either out of frame, out of focus, or the clouds are in the way. Whenever I took pictures of the lunar eclipse back in the day, whenever the last lunar eclipse was, forgot when that was. It's like it was like dead of the night, midnight, 12 a.m., even 1 a.m. I think. I was just out in the parking lot with my tripod and the camera, and my one huge telescopic lens, which I think it was a 75 to 300 millimeter, but it's just barely good enough to get a picture of the moon, but it's not like great at it. And just playing around for 30 solid minutes, trying to get the right settings to get a clear shot of the moon on that thing was difficult. But it was enlightening. It was enlightening, for lack of a better word, on how to use the darn thing. Because I don't think I ever actually sat down and actually learned on how to do that. And now I'm trying to get better at it. Trying to get better at it. We'll see if that actually sticks, though. But yeah, I do have those cameras, and I guess I got a GoPro last year to use for this trip, because I kind of need like just a camera that I can stick on myself while walking around, and not have to worry about shakiness. Because I tried like recording a video on my travel camera one time. On one of the previous trips, I did try to do that, and I do still have some clips from those that I need to look through. But I did try to do some videos on it, and they're like super shaky. Super shaky, even though the stabilization is supposedly on, supposedly. And it's like, how do I make this stable? I guess there's some software bits where like stabilization gets turned if you turn that stabilization on, it fixes it kind of, but it doesn't really fix it as much as I would like to. So just those kinds of things, just those kinds of struggles right now with camera stuff. So I'm hoping the GoPro fixes that, but I did test it also. It's really good. It's really good at stabilization. It's fairly good in, like, you know, if you give it enough light. But the thing is, the place I'm going to be going to, at least one of the places I'm going to be going to, is like deep in the forest. And I don't know how much light we're going to get in there, so it's going to be a little iffy. It's going to be a little iffy trying to get that footage, so it's either going to be super dark, or it's just not going to be usable at all. If it's at least somewhat dark, I can probably do something about that. But if it's like pitch dark that I can't see anything, it's like, it's kind of like just packing, what do you call this? Extra weight that does absolutely nothing. And I've done that a few times on trips. Like, DSLR camera, it's nice to use, but people are wary around cameras, and you know, as soon as they see one of those big cameras or any camera whatsoever, people get wary about it for reasons, like they don't want to be in the shot or something like that, which I feel. But it's like, I'm not doing anything sussy with it. It's just, you know, it's just a camera. I want to take a shot of this place, and I like taking lots of pictures, and you know, it is what it is. I am a camera addict. I like taking pictures. What do you want me to do? Tourist or not, as long as there's an interesting shot, I will take a picture of it. So I kind of had to like settle. I kind of had to settle for using phone cameras for a while, and the phone cameras are not always that great. They tend to get blurry more often than not, and I have to like take a lot of shots to get like, let's say I have like 10 shots. It takes 10 shots to find one or good picture that's not blurry, and that one shot might not be even the shot that you wanted to take, so it's a bit annoying. It's annoying because of that. On top of that, you only have like so much you have so much space that you can only upload to the cloud, and I refuse, no matter how cheap it is, to pay for the, what do you call this? To pay for the subscription. Because I can manage, but it's like, yeah, I kind of just don't want to pay for it. That's just me being cheap. Nothing else. Nothing else. Get wrecked. Woo! 12,000. Okay, not wrecked enough, but at least it bumps me up to first place, and that's good enough for me right now. East 2-1 repeat counter. Let's get you off of that. Let's get you off of that. But yeah. So we got the GoPro, we got the DSLR, we got the travel camera. What else do I have? Yeah, phone camera. Phone camera is like not exactly that great. It's okay. And most of the pictures, if you're following me on Twitter and you see all these pictures on that I keep posting every day, I think like most of those, if not, well, most of those, because they are on phone camera, and then there are some that are on actual camera. And you can blame Twitter compression all you like, but even the phone camera stuff, for as decent as a shot as some of them may look like, it's still not great. I'm not, it's not great. I'm not, what do you call this? I'm not pleased with them, for lack of a better word. I'm also really lazy with editing post-processing pictures, because I just kind of want to take the shot, like the old golden days of photography. Just take the shot. Just take the shot and, you know, develop the film, and it is what it is. I don't know if they did anything special, to be honest, with old school photos. They use filters. I know they use filters quite a bit, but I don't know if they did anything in the development phase. Like, I don't know cameras and camera history that well to comment on that. All I know is that professional photographers, if they develop their own film, they have all these solutions and stuff from negatives, film negatives, and it's like, you know, they do some fancy stuff with it, with the chemicals and stuff, and that's kind of how they, quote unquote, did their Photoshop back in the day. But with digital photography, it's a lot easier to do that stuff now. But it's also a lot trickier because you can overdo it quite a bit. Like, I know there's some photographers out there that I follow or followed. I think I still follow them, but I don't see their stuff on my timeline anymore. But anyway, there's some photographers out there that do like to take these water shots, like flowing rivers over rocks and stuff. And whenever they take those pictures, at least for my style of photography, I like to see the roughness of the water when it comes off the rocks, and be able to see that in detail, or at least a good enough detail in the photograph. However, a lot of these people, and I don't understand this style, maybe it's a style, maybe it's a standard, I'm not entirely sure. Really? Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. Oh! I took 12,000 and they took 24 from me. I'm now in last place because of it. Let me emote, please. I need to I need to like express my shock. I need to express my shock at that pain. Ouch. Anyway, there's these photographers that like to take water shots, river shots, and basically what happens is the water shots look so blurry. They kind of look like streams of light or streams of blur instead of actual water whenever they do it. And I don't know if that's an intended thing. I'm guessing it's intended because they do it so often. But it looks so unnatural. I just don't understand. I just do not understand what's so appealing about it. I like the night shots more, where you can like see this building or factories. Factories are really good for night shots. And these buildings and factories where they look so contrasted on the background, metallic and all that stuff. And there's like lights all over the factory that's kind of like making the entire place shine and so rustic. Rusty? It looks metal. It looks metal. That's the best way I can describe it. It looks metal, and it looks so cool. It looks so cool, for a lack of a better word. And I enjoy those shots. I don't know. I'm just trying to learn more photography stuff. Ever since last week. Ever since last week, when I decided to return that one camera that we used and decided if I wanted an upgrade, do I want to trade in some of the cameras I have? And after like, you know, just making sure I tried everything with the cameras I have, I still like them and stuff like that, I decided not to trade any of the cameras I have. I did trade in a lens that I got at one point that, you know, it wasn't really something I needed. It was just something I wanted to try, but I never actually found a use for it. So it's like, okay, I don't really need this. I never used it except for that 1 or 2 times I tried. Let's just sell it off and hopefully we get some money off of it. And hopefully it'll make the buying of new equipment a lot less painful, because I don't know if you guys seen the prices on cameras or camera lenses if you are into those things. Like especially for camera bodies with interchangeable lenses, those are expensive. A regular camera, okay, you can get a cheap camera for like about $200, and that for most people that'll be good enough. But if you want to get like really good photography stuff, $500 is like midline, I guess. And then mid-high line cameras are like anywhere close between $800 to $1,000, and then even more professional cameras after that are like close to $2,000. Maybe about 1,500, but I want to say, let's just say close to 2,000. And it's ridiculous how expensive these things can get, but I also understand why it's so expensive. Not everyone buys them, for one. Also, just the amount of engineering that goes into these things. Yeah. Plus inflation. But the amount of engineering that goes into the cameras and the camera lenses to make sure it works basically for its lifetime. Like we're not here buying cameras that'll only last for two or 3 years like your phone does. No. We're here buying out professional cameras. Professional grade cameras that'll last you 10, 20, maybe even longer if you just maintain it well. So it pays off in the long run, a very long run. So it's a huge investment. Even old cameras from, well, I say old, but even older cameras from like 10 years ago are still pretty good even today, as long as you know you're getting the full frame ones. The full frame ones anyway. The only thing that might be a little iffy with those is that the battery might not be quite as good, and finding replacement batteries could be a pain. So there's that. Battery replacement is a pain, especially for older cameras. But battery replacement is a pain in general, so doesn't matter. If you have a battery in it, it's gonna have a limited shelf life regardless. Did older cameras have batteries? Yes, they did. Now that I think about it. They use like AA batteries and stuff like that. But, you know, at least with that, you can find replacements for AA batteries anywhere. It's the specialized lithium batteries and other specialized batteries that it's hard to find a replacement for, so might be an issue. Might be an issue for that. Anyway, I'm just hoping it works out. I'm just hoping it works out once we actually get the camera itself. Next week, I think it's supposed to come in next week. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't get hit by that. I'm glad I did not get hit by that. Squarely in third place again, which I will take, but it's also kind of hurting my ranking a bit. I haven't been able to get out of Adept 2 in a while, but then again, I've also haven't played in a while. So there is also that. What is this? Outfit vote? Oh, okay. Limit time return of favorite outfits. Vote. Let's see. I only have Ichihime, so I'm only going to be voting on Ichihime stuff. But if I had to pick... New Year's Ichihime is pretty good. I like New Year's Ichihime. How about this one? This one's also not bad. This one's also not bad. Do we have animated? Ah, they're not gonna show the live 2D. I would like to see what the live 2D looks like for some of these. I know we've had a few people that did that use live 2D characters in our rooms before, but oh yeah, I forgot to put a note on the chat. Let me know if you want to play. We need at least 2 people to start. Okay, and then pin. Do not hit the like button on your own on your own chat. That's awkward. Wait, why does it not want me to do this? Hold up. How do I pin? Let me pin this. Okay, there we go. Just realized I am listening to 2D anime person talk about cameras and photography for a few minutes while playing a game about fighting robots. Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, I don't know. I really need to get more into the camera stuff. It's just I haven't really taken the time. That's what it is at the end of the day. I just have not taken the time to do so. And I really should. I really should. Because the camera stuff is gonna be good for even after streaming, and it's I wouldn't say it's a nice hobby to get into. It's an expensive hobby to get into if you're into that. I mean, the initial expense is expensive, but once you actually do it and you get really good at it, then you can use it for other things. You can make a little cash out of it if you want to, or you know, post pictures on Instagram or Twitter and then get noticed by other photography people, and then they look at your stuff and it's like, hey, we want to talk to you a bit more about photography and stuff. That'd be nice. I initially wanted to go that angle when I first started streaming, but I just never actually focused. I never actually focus, and my focus is like not there. It's kind of like everywhere right now. So I don't know. Maybe I'll like shit post less on Twitter and actually do some actual work on Twitter. Maybe I should actually do that. But it's kind of tough. Do I make a whole new Twitter account, or do I just like what do you call this, use the same one? It's kind of, I don't like managing more than one account for anything. But I am thinking of opening up another YouTube channel. I do have another YouTube channel. It's a vlogging channel, but I haven't put anything on it because I got nothing to put on it. But I am thinking of maybe moving some travel tips, travel videos to that channel that were posted on here or may not have been posted on here, so future stuff also. I'm thinking of moving the travel stuff onto a different channel so it's at least curated. Unlike this one, I call this the streaming channel, but I do so much random crap on it that it doesn't even feel like a streaming channel. It's just kind of like, hey, I do all this stuff, and yeah, for anyone who's subscribing, it's not exactly the best place to figure out what this channel is about. It's kind of like a, yeah, these are all my, this is a hobby channel, I guess you can call it. It's mainly a streaming channel, but it's also all my other hobbies. But if I made all my other hobbies into different channels, it would be a pain in the butt to keep up with, because there's like so many things I want to do. It would be, I would make a gaming channel, I would make a streaming channel. The gaming and streaming channels would be different, by the way. Gaming channel, a streaming channel. I would also make a travel channel. I would also make a cooking channel. But that is impractical. So I probably shouldn't do that. I should probably like focus on a few things. I mean, I feel like most people in general are multifaceted, multidimensional, so they have a lot of different interests. They just might have one obsession or two more than one or two obsessions, and they focus on those obsessions rather than spreading themselves thin. Unlike me, who spreads themselves thin a little bit too much. So that's, I need to work on my social media focus. Like, what do you want to do? Holy crap! This person wants to kill me. That's what they're doing. Well, they're not killing me, they're killing everyone else too, so there's also that. Thank goodness I'm not dealer. Whew, that would have hurt even more. But yeah, I am thinking of opening up another channel. Right now I have one channel for the vlogging, right? I do need to double check my stuff as far as what videos I can make out of those. And or remake some of them. I think I can remake some of them, and that should be okay. Because I think when I initially posted some of my videos, they didn't get a lot of views, so I could remake them into something a little bit better. Maybe. Nothing wrong about that. You're just reusing what you have and making them better. But could do that. Also, footage from the upcoming trip. But I do still want to put some travel videos on this channel, but it's probably not going to be videos. It's probably going to be more like shorts or something, unless I want to talk about something specifically. I think the other channel is going to be more like silent. Silent travel videos, silent vlogging kind of thing. That's, I think, what the direction I want to go with that. But we'll see. We will see. Just so many things I want to do, but I really need to focus on it. But the thing is, if I focus on one thing, I feel like, here's my fear with focusing on one thing. Focusing on one thing is good, but I fear like if I do focus on one thing, I'm not gonna be as interested in doing anything else that I used to have interest in. Like gaming or streaming. And it's like this one thing is just gonna consume me, and for some people that's good. And you know what, that if you're really serious about it, sure, that's probably the way you have to go. but at the same time, I feel like if I do that, I'm not gonna be able to go back to the other stuff until for a very long time, however long that might be. I don't know, it just feels like I want to keep everything. I'm greedy that way, but at the same time, I probably should be a little bit better about that. Struggles. Holy crap, these guys are hitting so high. What the heck? And we're just here being collateral damage. This is pain. I had a decent hand going. Nowhere as good as what these guys had, but I had a decent hand going. Anyway. Man, I wonder where the usual people are. The usual people I think are out for today. Or maybe they didn't get the notice. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, hopefully someone shows up. I do want to play with chat though. This is just not me playing. This is me playing with chat. But you know, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. But anyway, So what was I gonna say? No, it's just struggles. Just struggles with planning, struggles with trying to figure out what I really want to do. And being okay with not doing the other things I want to do. So what would that mean actually in the future if I do one thing and not do the others? Well, that might mean less streaming, which, you know, I've already tried to cut it down anyway. I think I was at 4 days a week streaming last year, and then I got caught up doing other stuff, and then I went to 5 days streaming because there were a lot of streams I wanted to do, and that became a little bit too much, so I was able to cut it back down to 4. We're now back down to 4. But if I what do you call this? If I focus on the other things I want to do, I might even have to cut it down to 3. I don't think I should do less than 3 streams a week if I want to keep doing this, but just letting you know, it's a possibility if I do more videos. I mean, I don't particularly like editing videos, but I've gotten to the point where it's like, you know, some of these making these shorts are actually pretty fun if I know the shorts are funny or good to me. And there's a couple of shorts I still need to do. I think I need to do like a short for next week. I don't have any other shorts left in queue. The potato ASMR short was the last one that I have in line, and I just realized yesterday, crap, I don't have a short ready for next week. Not that I'm always trying to put a short out every week, but it's like I need to at least what do you call it? I at least need to get into the habit of making some shorts, or at least finding shorts that I can do. Crap. Please don't hurt me. Ooh. Ooh. That's pain. We're drinking tonight. We're drinking tonight unless I can scrape... unless I can scrape myself out of this misery. I'm scared. I'm scared of you. I'm scared of you, white-haired person. Don't hurt me, please. I'm already in pain. But anyway. Yeah, we might go into a 3-day streaming schedule if I do more videos, especially especially after the trip. Because I have to look through all those footage, and there's also some other ideas I want to do. But then there's only me to edit. But I'm gonna try to ease myself into it. Well, I've been easing myself. I'll try to get used to doing that. Because I feel like the shorts have helped the channel. Somehow they've helped the channel. And I want as much as this is a hobby for me, I want to see this channel grow, or at least one of my other channels that I'm going to be making. Just you know, it's a sense of accomplishment for people to actually enjoy what you do. You know, that's just kind of how I look at it. And I hope for as much of the streaming stuff is a nice outlet for me. The streaming stuff is a nice outlet for me, but you know, I feel like as far as the streaming personality, I might not be there. Definitely more of a talking person, I guess. Could have done a podcast if I had a person to do a podcast with, and if I had an idea what to do the podcast on. So your podcast for today is going to be with a background of Mahjong. Welcome to the Mahjong Packhouse, by the way, everyone. That's what you subscribe to today. Also, for the people who recently subscribed from the Potato ASMR, hello. Hello. I'm not sure what exactly you expected when you subscribed to this channel, and I do have I don't know exactly. Now that I think about it, I don't know why you subscribe. You subscribe for Potato. you subscribe for silly ASMR, but I only do the silly ASMR when the inspiration strikes. What happens when the silly ASMR flood stops? I hope it keeps going, but it only happens when something interesting happens. We'll see. We'll see. I do find it like I do find it strange that we got 7 subs overnight just from that one video, and like, why? Why? Thank you, but also why? Thank you, but also why? Oh, I'm gonna be in so much pain. Oh yeah. I really should address the Borderlands issue. Now that I think about it, it's not really an issue. I started Borderlands, what, last month? And we did a few streams of it, but we got into the point of Borderlands where I kind of have to like grind quests off stream, otherwise all you're going to see happen on stream is me dying all the time, which, you know, that's probably fine for some people. But I do want to get back into it. I just haven't found time for it. And I'm getting that feeling the first time I played Borderlands, and why I didn't finish it to begin with, where it's like, okay, it's a pretty fun game, but it's like also there's so much to do. And I feel like I'm going to be here for like 200 hours just aimlessly going around. It's not exactly open world. It's kind of open world-ish, I guess. Oh, wow. I'm dead today. Okay, well, we're drinking. We're drinking. These guys are too strong. These guys are too strong. Where's my sake? Alright. I had 0 chance there. I got Rond once, and everyone else was doing sumos left and right. And now I got into 4th place, and then ouch. Okay, well, 1 shot of the whiskey sake, and I'm hoping this will be. I'm hoping this will be good enough. Well, not good enough. I'm hoping this will help me tonight. I don't know how. Woo! I think that's more of more than 1 shot that I put in the cup. But oh well, we're gonna drink all of it. I'm just gonna take little sips of it because it's kind of cool, and actually still pretty good. I have had this same bottle for the past 6.5 months now. So I don't want to finish it off that quickly. But I had to finish it off eventually. Oh, it doesn't burn, but there's a bit of the aftertaste I just can't get used to, but after the aftertaste is gone, it's good. It's good. It just tastes ricey. Honestly, it just tastes ricey, and if you eat a lot of rice, I guess eventually something like this it's gonna taste kind of like that, but not really. Oh wow. Well, how long ago did I eat? I think I ate about what's 17 minus 22 equals 5. About 5 hours ago? It wasn't even solid food, but 5 hours ago, I ate some ramen with some spam and longanisa in there. Curry ramen, green curry ramen from Mama. If you ever had Mama curry ramen, it's good. It's spicy, very spicy. Because holy crap, Thai people like to make even their ramen spicy, but at least it's good spicy. Unlike, okay, I am going to do my hot take right now. Shin ramen sucks. Shin ramen sucks, Neoguri sucks. A lot of the Korean ramens are not great. If you eat them by itself, they're all like somewhat spicy, and they have got like some of them have like a kimchi-ish flavor. You know, that's okay. I'm not saying anything about that, but the flavor is so underwhelming. The flavor for those ramens are so underwhelming, and I think I kind of understand why. Because a lot of times when they make these things, they use it for. I mean, they add a bunch of stuff for it. They use it for like noodle hot pots and noodle stews. So you're not really meant to eat it by itself, but I think a lot of people do. And if you keep that in mind, it's maybe not so bad. But the thing is, a lot of times though, people just eat them by themselves, right? And some people think, oh yeah, this is pretty good. But no, you're supposed to add a bunch of stuff in it. You're supposed to add veggies, you're supposed to add meat, you're supposed to add a whole bunch of eggs, you're supposed to add a bunch of stuff. Maybe some extra fat. But it's not like good by itself. It's okay, but it's not great. So Shin ramen by itself, not great, but the Mama stuff, Mama noodles, absolutely good. Absolutely good by itself. Use less water if you want it thicker. I think that goes for all ramens. But Mama noodles are great. They have a nice strong flavor, and they go well with pretty much anything. If you put other toppings in it, it just makes it better. Meanwhile, it's almost like a prerequisite to add toppings to the Shin ramen and other Korean noodles, because it just doesn't do anything. Also, Korean noodles, regardless of what flavor they say they are, it's all spicy, or at least have some element of spicy in them, and I can't taste crap from them. I can't taste what the actual flavor is supposed to be, unless it's seafood. Like if it's seafood flavor, I can kind of taste it, but if it's not seafood and it's like supposed to be beef or something, I just taste the spicy, and whatever else is supposed to be in there is not there. I don't know if that's just a flavor people gotten used to or what, but it's just not. It's just not good. At the end of the day, it's just not good. I don't know. And at least I know there's this one brand, Otogi, I think, Otogi Ramen, that sells some really super bland ramen. Like, holy crap. I thought it was just me, but after talking about it with other people, no. Apparently, that one particular ramen is actually really, really bad. But by itself, even if you add more stuff to it, it just tastes super bland. I feel like you need some extra salt or an MSG or something in there, and I don't even know if that's gonna save it. Like, you have to add a bunch of stuff. You have to add more spice, you have to add more salt, you have to add cheese, you have to add kimchi, you have to add all this other stuff just to make it taste good. And I don't think I want my ramen to be that needy. I don't know if anyone wants their ramen to be that needy. At least I don't. I could be the exception to this, I don't know. But it's just not good. Period. It's just not good. But a lot of people seem to like it. I don't understand why. Anything's better than Maruchan. Let's be honest. Anything's better than Maruchan, but it's Nissin is pretty good as far as ramen goes. But the thing about Nissin is you have to not ouch. Anyway, the thing about Nissin though is you have to get the overseas Nissin, the Hong Kong made Nissin, the Taiwanese made Nissin. If you get the American Nissin, it's not bad per se, but it's not great either. It's lacking flavor, it's lacking depth, and I don't understand why American ramen has to be this bad. It does not have to be bad. But apparently it is, because most people in America don't have taste buds. Like, they've been fed so much crap that they don't know what good food tastes like until they stop paying for cheap stuff. It's insane. That's like so many hot takes in one, but I will stick by it. I said what I said. I grew up on Maruchan. Okay, as a kid, you're not gonna notice, but once you get the good stuff, it's like what all this other ramens just does not. It's a little different. It doesn't even have a nostalgic flavor to it. It's just kind of like bleh. Kind of just bleh. I used to also think that my mom was kind of weird for making healthy ramen back in the day. Like, she would use less of the seasoning powder, like maybe not even half, maybe less than half, which is not enough, to be honest. And also add vegetables to it. Like, who adds broccoli to ramen? I guess some people do. But please don't. For the love of ramen, please don't add broccoli to your ramen. That's just insanity. That's just painful. That's hurtful. And it's I don't think I've ever actually seen broccoli in ramen. It doesn't belong in ramen. Personally, I don't think it belongs in ramen. It just, I don't know. You can add veggies to ramen. You can make ramen healthy, quote unquote, if you really, really want to. But there are better ways to do it. I'm just saying, there are better ways to do it. Make it protein rich or something, I don't know. Maybe spam and longanisa are not protein rich, they're more like fat rich, to be honest. But still better than broccoli. I don't know, put some leftover chicken in your ramen. Put some leftover curry or beef stew in your ramen. It'll make it that much better. Thank you very much. You can thank me. You're welcome, I should say. Leftovers in ramen equals good. I don't care what leftovers you have. It can be fried chicken. It could be leftover pasta. Put it in there. It's gonna improve it. I'm almost not joking about the leftover pasta. But the thing with the leftover pasta and ramen is you need some sauce to go with it. You can't just put pasta noodles. Otherwise, if you're gonna just use pasta noodles in ramen without the sauce, you may as well just make pasta noodle soup without the ramen. It's very easy to do. It's very easy to do. Just boil some pasta, add some chicken broth and milk, season it, and maybe add some cheese if you have it. Add some hot dogs if you don't have sausage. You're good to go. Sausage, pan, just put some canned meat or something. That's good to go. Like, you can do so much. You can do so much with ramen. You can like, but leftovers I think is one of the best ways to do it. Definitely one of the best ways to do it. I feel like. Oh, I hate you. I knew I shouldn't have done that, but I did it anyway. And I'm in 4th place again. Am I gonna have to drink again today? I should have known. I should have known. I'm not playing to win. I'm not playing to win, I'm just playing to play. Oh, that's painful. Anyway. I wish I can get more of that that one set of fried noodles I got recently though. It's a, what was it? It was a salted egg noodle, also from Mama. But the thing is, I don't know if it was a limited run or what. Because I'm not finding it anywhere. Well, except for Amazon, and Amazon charges what, 3 or 4 times what the original price was, so I'm like, no, I'm not paying that. It's good, but I'm not paying 3 or 4 times the price of what I originally bought it for. That's, no. No one should. I don't know if anyone actually buys groceries on Amazon, but they probably shouldn't. I say this because a lot of times if you buy like regular goods, like say cereal, the usual cereal you get from grocery stores and stuff, it's probably going to be like marked up 2 or 3 times because it's probably in someone's warehouse. They probably just bought that stuff in bulk. And because they know that people are just gonna buy it because it's convenient on Amazon, they can charge much more and make like a decent profit out of it. It's like, why would you do this to yourself? Not the seller, but the people buying. Why would you do this to yourself? I'm pretty sure there's other ways to get your groceries that's not Amazon, that's upcharging you 2 or 3 times the normal price. Just don't do that. Though I do think Amazon has an Amazon Fresh thing. But the thing is, you're also buying stuff from Whole Foods, I think, and Whole Foods is like super expensive, so it's like you do you, but it's also like ouch expensive. I'm just trying to get out of 4th place right now. I'm just trying to get out of 4th place right now. I don't even know if we're going to be able to, but we're going to try. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of where we're at. Let's see. Oh yeah, I did talk about planning my trip and stuff, right? Earlier. And I am still, so I'm at the point of I'm at the point where like I already kind of sort of know what I want to do for my trip, this coming trip, but I have to like make sure to write it down, and you know, write it down and actually save a copy of it on my phone, so that in case I don't get any Wi-Fi or anything, you know, I have an idea which way to go, because there are places where you can't get Wi-Fi in Japan. It's like in the middle of a forest, you know. But then again, you don't really need internet in the middle of a forest. Or at least you don't need Wi-Fi in the middle of a forest unless you're trying to get like emergency services. Like a signal, I mean. So maybe then it kind of makes sense. But otherwise. But yeah, in any case, I was trying to figure out all the stuff I wanted to do. I had like this wish list of stuff I wanted to do. But basically, whenever you're doing like planning for anything, or at least travel planning, you figure out how long you're gonna be there for, right? That's the first thing. And then you have all this wish list of stuff that you want to do in the place that you're going to, right? And then after that, I'm not in fourth place anymore. After that, when you actually make the final plan, so it's kind of, at least the way I do it is kind of in 3 steps, because if you try to do it in 2 steps, it does take a lot longer. But now I'm in the final steps of my, not really planning, but making the schedule. And when I make the schedule, I'm not necessarily saying like we have to be at this place at this time for like to see this and that and stuff. It's more like, yeah, there's a little bit of that, especially when you're working with the trains in Japan. And the main thing with the trains in Japan is you have to figure out how far point A is from point B, how you're going to get to point A to point B. That's the kind of planning I'm doing at these last steps. And then because of that, I'm finding out some places I want to go to are farther than I really farther than I would like them to be. And you kind of have to cut some stuff out of the itinerary, or at least possible stuff from the itinerary. Because if you don't, and you try to do all the things at once, you're going to stretch yourself thin. And you're not going to be able to go through all of them. Depending on how much time you got there, you might not even be able to go through. Let's say you have 5 places you want to go to, and you might spend 30 minutes plus in each one of them. You might not be able to go through all of them, because the time it takes to get from point A to point B is like quite a bit, like say 30 minutes or more, which, you know, there are some places like that. And then you also have to kind of think during the trip, what is your stamina going to be like traveling through the day? Yeah, you can still have these possibilities. You can still have these options on the trip that you want to go to, that you want to do. But keep in mind, you might not be able to do them. But it's probably still a good idea to have a few extra options if you have the time and energy to do so. Like, there is one place that I'm going to that has a bunch of hot springs. And when I say hot springs, I'm not talking about the one about the one that you bathe in, though it does also have plenty of that. I'm talking about like these pools of hot springs that are too hot to use, or like too concentrated to use for like bathing in general. So instead they made them into like tourist attractions and stuff like that, and they do have like different themes, or like either clear hot springs, or they look like super red or like super blue or whatever like that. Because of the minerals in them, they will have those certain colors. And I guess the way they come out from the ground, it's also a little bit different. So I guess that's also kind of interesting. But they're kind of like far apart, and let's just say there's like more than 5 places of these, and I have to like pick the most interesting ones to go to. At least for me, the most interesting ones. And so that's what I did. And I think I've narrowed it down to like 5. 3 of them are kind of like close to each other. 2 are kind of like far away. And by the time I get there, It's probably gonna be like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. I don't know. And you know, you gotta get to the place you're staying at, check in, set your luggage aside, and then you also gotta have to get lunch and make sure you are ready and energized to go to the next place. And it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be very strenuous if you try to do all the things that you want to do and not give yourself a break, that kind of thing. So yeah, I guess we still don't have the usual people. What is going on tonight? Oh well, I guess this does happen once in a while. This does happen once in a while. I wish I could stream to Twitch at the same time too, but Twitch basically said, nope, you can't do that, so I can't do it. I can't do it, so we'll just, I guess we'll just hopefully wait for people to funnel in and let me know if they want to play. Huh. Kind of looked like that Aqua guy. Okay, I guess we'll do more rank for now. Oh wow, it's already been an hour and a half? Huh. It's been an hour and a half just rambling to myself, and we haven't gotten what do you call this? A game with chat yet today. Interesting. Anyway, trip things. But yeah, I'm also I'm just finding out that the travel time from like one city to the next is longer than I anticipated. And just, you know, just getting up early enough to get there not too late and figuring all that stuff out is something I haven't done in a long time, so I kind of forgot. And there's this one place that I'm going to where, you know, it's a nice onsen in the mountains. Gonna be going to a ryokan there, relax a bit. However, if I want to I have to like get back to Tokyo the next day, right, for something. And to get to Tokyo back the next day in a reasonable amount of time, we would have to leave at, let's say, a little bit after 10, which isn't too bad, but we would also get there close to 8 in the evening. So it's basically about a 9-hour trip by train to get from that place to Tokyo. And it's like, you know, on the Shinkansen, yeah, it's still pretty fast. But I'm kind of thinking 9 hours in a train is also a long time to be on the train. Though there are a few transfers, there's quite a few transfers, so it's not like we'll be on the same train the entire time. But it's also kind of like, yeah, it's gonna be a long trip. So part of me is like kind of like maybe I should just do a flight from the nearest city to Tokyo, and that will cut the time down by a lot. But at the same time, there's like other cost issues I have to think about, like train passes and whatnot. And because of how much the train passes cost, I'm not going to be doing like I think I'll still have the cheap train passes at that time. Well, cheaper train passes. It's not going to be the price hike train passes yet, but the train passes though cost quite a bit for the amount of time I'm going to be there. And if you want to save a lot, you have to like, you know, travel pretty far to be able to get quite a bit of value out of them, which is, you know, normal. So I'm kind of like thinking, do I go ahead and do the flight out? Is it too expensive to do that or no? That's a very fancy wind animation. Imagine doing that wind animation, all you get is 1,000 points. Oh crap, I was dealer, so I got hit by a lot. Anyway, So yeah, I'm kind of just trying to think what would be cheaper. I haven't really gotten into the specifics of that yet. And cost. Everything's so expensive. Everything's so expensive. I still managed to keep it down to about as much as I usually spend for this kind of trip, but it's like, ouch. I'm just trying to think of the transportation cost. The transportation cost is like the worst part of the entire trip. Transportation is the most expensive thing. Just the plane getting to Japan, also the train tickets. The train tickets is pretty expensive. I mean, it's pretty expensive, but it's not like you're going on. Well, you're going on public transportation every day, but it's not, that part's not too expensive. But the expensive part is when you go from town to town. That's the expensive part, right? Because let's just put this out there. Going from Tokyo to Kyoto or even Osaka, I think is roughly, I want to say about 150,000 yen or something like that. Maybe it might be a little bit more, a little less. I don't quite remember. So, but let's just say it's about $100 one way, and you have to kind of pay that both ways because there's no round trip ticket. And even if you did get a round trip ticket, they don't discount that like they do with airlines and stuff. The round trip ticket is the price of a one-way ticket times 2. So lots of math, lots of managing that, and it's like, okay, for some people that sounds stressful, and it can be overwhelming if you're not in that mindset that you just have to get it done. But the thing is, you don't plan all this like 1 month before. You plan this thing out like 6 months or so ahead of time. And I'm here at maybe roughly 3 months from the trip, which is not too bad. I already had like the other 7 months before this to figure out what I wanted to do. Now it's just kind of like finishing up and just tying up loose ends with the schedule and logistics. Logistics is the worst part of all of this. What time do you have to leave from one city to get to the other city in a reasonable time? Or how early do you have to leave? Kind of thing. Are you serious? I am just getting shat on. At least let me get a few hands in. How was I supposed to hand that? No way at all. No way at all. Or maybe yes way. Maybe I'm just getting bad at Mahjong. It has been a while. It has been a while. Or maybe it's one of those days in Mahjong right now where it does feel like what do you call this? It does feel like one of those days in Mahjong where the stars are not quite cooperating. Because there are times like that, and that's not. I guess it's a little bit of superstition, Mahjong superstition, but at the same time, it's happened so often that's a little hard to ignore. So yeah, I feel like it's not really. It's superstition, but not really superstition. It's a thing. It's a thing we do not want to acknowledge, but it is present. It does happen. Was it someone that was on stream one time? Oh yeah, we had one guest on stream before, for Mahjong. I don't know if they talked it on stream or off stream, but we did talk about it at some point. That there's actually two two ways to play Mahjong. Either highly logically, with the probabilities and stuff, or you know, basically a magic Mahjong and believing all the superstitions and such. Which, you know, you kind of have to take a little bit of both, but some people don't believe in one or the other. I don't know how you can not believe in probabilities, but some people don't. Or, you know, the thing with probabilities is it either happens or it doesn't. Which I can understand. I'm kind of at that point too with probabilities where like, if it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't happen, I do have this other thing to rely on, and that's called my gut instinct. Or, you know, just my gut. Holy crap, are we doing this? Already? This early? Maybe I need to play a little carefully. Maybe I need to play just a teeny bit carefully, because if I don't, I am probably gonna pay a lot. And I really don't want that right now. What do you have? What could you possibly have? Oh, none of this is safe. Oh, there's no avoiding that one. Please. Ah, crap. Place again. Alright, here's another shot to hopefully help me. Oh my gosh, my ranking is taking a dive. What the crap? I feel like if we get any people at this late into the stream, we're probably gonna only have enough time for one game. But you know, if we get that one game, that'd be great. So if any of you guys want to play, let me know. The invitation is open all the time. At least while the stream is going. Anyway, I'm gonna go for another round, and I guess I'll take my shot of sake. I think I poured a little bit too much last time, so I'm doing a little bit less this time. Still okay, but it's not quite as good as it used to be. I think what I need to do. I wonder if alcohol has a shelf life. Does alcohol have a shelf life, or like if it goes too long, it doesn't taste good anymore? Or at least it doesn't taste like it's supposed to. Because I'm kind of thinking about these really old wines that people have, like 100-year-old wines or something. And they're supposed to be really good, but once you open them, are they actually that good anymore? I don't know. But people seem to treasure their really old wines for some reason. If it's a really old wine that's never been opened, I guess that kind of makes sense. You just kind of have to like store it in a special wine cellar where it's like cool and nothing grows in that temperature. Like they have to be chilled and whatnot, right? To what do you call this? Be preserved. Because if you heat anything, that's always a bad thing. Because when you heat stuff, that's when things grow. When I say things grow, I mean bacteria. And you do have a little bit of bacteria, I guess, in wine. Because you need them for flavor and such like that. Bacteria, yeast, all the things you need for fermentation and flavor. That's also how cheese is made, fermentation and with bacteria and yeast. Specific strains, which I guess that you need specific strains for certain things. After taking that second shot, I went from like a little bit agitated to chill. I say that, but We'll see if it actually sticks. I hope the wine doesn't, I hope the sake doesn't like, what do you call this? Screw up my keto schedule. Not keto schedule, but intermittent fasting schedule. I've always taken that into account just in case, because supposedly, well, I do know beer has, what do you call this? Beer has calories in it, but I don't know if wine also does. But if it has flavor, chances are it does. But no one actually, I don't think anyone actually does at least puts nutrition labels on wine and other alcohols unless it's a beer. So I'm kind of like, does it have calories or does it not have calories? Isn't it just alcohol and water? I guess there's some sugars too. It's a mystery. At least it's a mystery to my slightly inebriated self right now. But yeah. I am. Oh yeah. I got. Let's go back to the travel stuff really quick. Wow. Because I got distracted and now I'm trying to figure out. Oh, where were we? Where were we? But yeah. There's a 9 hours from one place to the next. I think is what I'm looking at for one of my legs of the trip, and it's like we have to like leave at around 10 in the morning, which isn't too bad. But like it's just a long day. It's a long day. Oh, I already talked about that. Never mind. Man, this alcohol is not helping me remember stuff. That's not good. That's not good. Let's see, what do I kick off? Let's kick you off. Let's see. Oh yeah, speaking of losing interest, I think I kind of touched on this earlier. Like fearing of losing interest of your other stuff. I think that kind of happened to me already, especially once I got more used to, like, once I started playing around with the camera stuff a bit more. I don't know how to tell you guys this, but I currently do not have any gacha games that I'm actively playing. I was gonna be doing a bit more of the Limbus Company stuff off stream. Like, I did think about streaming it whenever something new came up, but that's just not happening anymore. So I'm not doing that. But I was also gonna be playing it a bit more off stream, but I just don't have enough time anymore. So I think I just kind of dropped it, which sounds a little bit sad, but at the same time it's a little bit liberating to know that I don't have to set time aside for gacha games. Though I say that, I do have one other game on my phone that's not a gacha game. It's something else. It's like an incremental game. So I'm not totally free from games on my phone. It's just it's not gacha. I don't have to spend money either, but it's not gacha. Though it's weird because the game has a gacha element to building your team, but you don't have to spend money on that. It's kind of like a built-in mechanic. It's a roguelike gacha, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It is a thing apparently, but it's not a common thing. It's a unique thing that I've seen so far. And I don't think anyone's tried to do it quite like that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I don't have any gacha games. So I did see that there's a Kimono Friends game that came out recently, and from all the people that have played it, they actually seem to like it. So I might give that a shot. I was planning to do a mini review when that came out, but I also realized I have a few shorts I need to make, a few videos I need to make, so we're all waiting on the same towel. We're all waiting on the same time. We're just not gonna get it. The Kimono Friends game, I don't know anything about it except for I think it I think people have said it kind of plays like Angry Birds. I don't know how that would work in that, but okay. Angry Birds. Gotcha. Which I think has happened before with actual Angry Birds, but I think it's an Angry Birds style game, but also there seems to be something else go there, but apparently it's actually fun, unlike the yuruHYPE gacha that we got a couple of weeks back, and a couple of weeks back when the yuruHYPE gacha, no one was sure how that was gonna play. So people understandably downloaded it, tried it, and got so frustrated with the tutorial. They just did not keep going with it. That was the worst tutorial ever. Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again. I feel like I could have played the yuruHYPE game casually if I just, you know, if we just didn't have that ridiculous tutorial, but the tutorial was so dragged out. It's like, nah, we ain't doing this. We're just gonna quit right here. It was that bad. And it's a shame because I like yuruHYPE, but I don't like the game that they made for it. That's a little different. But yeah, Kimono Friends. I don't know. I feel like Kimono Friends is such a weird thing. I remember watching both seasons of Kimono Friends when that came out. The first one, I don't think I watched as it came out. I think I watched that a little bit later, but I only watched it out of curiosity. I wasn't watching it because I was interested. Like, as in I liked it. Or at least I liked the idea. Because let's be perfectly honest, Kimono Friends, the character designs in Kimono Friends are a little bit, I wouldn't say bland. It's not really bland, though it kind of is also. It's kind of hacky. For a lack of a better word, I'm gonna call it hacky. And what I mean by hacky is like you take the fewest general traits of the thing that you want to anthropomorphize and basically call it that animal. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't, but I don't know, you're just trying to make a waifu, and the waifu that is like just barely passes what it's supposed to be, or it's so generic, I guess, that it just doesn't look interesting. I don't know. That's my impression of Kimono Friends when I first saw it. However, really? I guess you just wanted to win, but that's also a tile I'm waiting for. Why couldn't I... yeah, because you sumoed it, that's why. Anyway, watched the first season of Kimono Friends. It was okay for what it was. But I guess it became a cult classic. It's one of those things that you can't really explain why you like it, but it became a cult classic. And so when the season 2 came out, I also watched it because I kind of sort of enjoyed the first one. Admittedly enough, I kind of sort of enjoyed the first one, though it's not like phenomenal or anything. It's more like on the second one, how's it going to connect to the first season, and are we going to see some characters and stuff that are similar or what have you. And I think what happened in the second season was It wasn't quite the Kimono Friends that people expected, but it was still better, I guess, story-wise, question mark, than the first one. At least it didn't seem as brain dead anyway. Because let's be honest, the first season felt so brain dead that all you can say is Tanoshi. Tanoshi is all you can say when you watch the first season of Kimono Friends, and it's kind of like this isn't made for a general audience. It's kind of like a series made for little kids, but it doesn't feel like it sometimes. But it, for all intents and purposes, Kimono Friends is a series for little kids. But people like it for various reasons, and all they can say is Tanoshi. It's not even like fan servicey. That's the thing. It's not even fan servicey. So where's all the interest from the older people coming from? I don't understand. Holy crap! Is already the same person that played earlier? Because at least I'm not. At least I didn't get hit. But you know, can you give me? Do you have any points for me? Can I get some of those points too? You know, in my hand. Okay, well, that didn't work out. That didn't work out. I had something going, but at least I'm not in 4th place right now. But that could backfire if I get hit really, really hard here soon. Because it could happen. Anyway. We'll see how... I'm gonna try the Kimono Friends game, the Kimono Friends gacha game, and see how it is, because at least supposedly it's good enough just to pass time. I don't know if it's something you can get sweaty with, but it's good enough to pass time, and I think that's all it really needs to do. I feel like I'm just waiting at this point right now for Girls Frontline 2, which is the one game I'm super interested in. I did play Project NeuroCloud for a little bit, and that was okay. That was okay. It's just story-wise, which is what I'm in for when I'm playing Girls Frontline in general. Story-wise, it makes everything sound so serious, but when you think about it in context, it's actually not that serious. And honestly, there's like... Well, in context, it's probably serious, but also in context, it's not serious for anything happening outside of that. Because Girls Frontline, at least the main games, kind of affects the world. And none of the things that happen in Project NeuroCloud affects the world. Or at least there doesn't seem to be anything that hints to it affecting the world. So it's kind of like, where are the stakes here? There are no stakes. As far as we know, there are no stakes. But everything seems to be so serious, at least within that realm, that but it doesn't affect the stakes outside. So it's like, how should I take this? And also, I feel like it's kind of just like it's like a kind of like a random gacha game that they're just trying to do whatever with, which, okay, fair, do that. Do that. But it's like, where's this going? Like, where is it going? I just had to think a moment here. Holy crap, this person is like wrecking everyone. East 1? We're still in East 1? I am scared of this person. I just want out. I just want out, but I don't want to lose more points than I already have lost. On my ranking, not the game. On my ranking, I don't want to lose more points. And now I'm at that point where, like, I'm just trying to think now what to do for next week. Next week, let's just talk about next week really quickly. It's gonna be a brief overview. Nothing big. I'm still trying to finish Ryza 3. Ryza 3 is so huge as a game. I wasn't quite prepared for it. I missed the Atelier series when it was still small. Like, the games themselves were small. Which, when we get Atelier Marie, when I get Atelier Marie, that's gonna feel like a breath of fresh air compared to the whole Ryza series, which was very ambitious, by the way. Extremely ambitious the way they made it. Like, story-wise, it's fairly, I wouldn't say bare bones, but it's in line with regular Atelier games as far as the amount of story there. But it's kind of like spread out so much because the world is so huge that it feels like there's not a whole lot going on, but there's still quite a bit of stuff, to be honest. But the scale is just way too big. Ryza 3's scale is way too big. I think that's my biggest criticism of it. But then again, Furious was sort of like that, but Furious suffered from a different kind of thing. I think with Atelier Furious, we haven't played Furious on stream. I have played it before. The thing with Furious was you kind of explore the entirety of, well, maybe not the entirety, the majority of the game on your first pass through, because you have to go through the game. You have to go through most of the map first to, like, get to a certain place, and then you have to, well, after you get to that one certain place, you kind of have like free reign to do the rest of whatever you want to do for the rest of the game. But you kind of have like travel through the map twice essentially. And I don't know, I feel like open world, semi-open world is what I'll call it. Semi-open world for the Atelier series is, for me, a little bit of a mixed bag. I like the freedom of moving around. I like the way that you go about collecting materials and such. But I feel like some of it is too big just for the sake of filling up space, that it gets a little overwhelming to try to figure out where to go, what to do, which, you know, they don't really, they do direct you as far as what to do next, but it's still like, it takes a while to get to that next plot beat, which is the real issue, I feel like. But otherwise, it's pretty fun. At least for me. For me, it's pretty fun. Just being able to roam around, explore. But it's also, I kind of miss the old games where, you know, it was a little bit smaller and node-based. So when I say node-based, there's like nodes on the map that you travel to gather stuff and explore and stuff. And those maps weren't very big. Just very chill map sizes, and I kind of missed that. I kind of missed that. I also missed the game not being this huge grand adventure. It's just everyday life. Ryza is less about everyday life compared to the previous games. The Ryza is more, there's an overarching story, or at least an overarching mystery for the current game, which is also not unusual, but you know, wish it wasn't so serious. Then again, there were other games before that that were also equally serious, or even more serious, to be honest. So I don't know why I'm ragging on Ryza for this one, because it's not like it hasn't been done before. In the history of Atelier games, it's not like it hasn't been done before. It definitely has been done before. Maybe I'm just complaining about the sheer size of it. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend the Ryza series off the bat. It's definitely something that's a lot different from the rest of the series. So on that note, it's like it's hard to recommend because of that. But once you get the other games, I think it's pretty good. But there's some people who've only known the Ryza series because they got lured in by Ryza, which is, you know, that's fair. But then if you don't play the other games and know how the other games are like, there's no comparison, I feel like. I don't know. I just wish if anyone's just playing the Ryza series, they should play the other games too, just to see how different it was. But you know, the big people play games for different reasons, and I really shouldn't. What do you call this? What do you call this? Impose? That's probably not the right word. Criticize too much? I'm still free to criticize, but I've criticized too much, maybe not. Complaining just to complain. Let's avoid that. Except for this. I'm being taunted by this person on my left by the sheer amount of hands that they're winning, and I'm also east. Why did you have to hit me hard when I'm with a sumo when I'm east? Please do not do that. I want points. Today has been a rough day. Today has been a rough day of Mahjong. I don't think I got higher than third today. What the heck? Anyway, next week we're hopefully finishing Ryza off. I think we still have a little bit left, but I'm not entirely sure. I thought we were going to be finishing it this week, because all the things that I thought we did the previous week were sounding like, yeah, we're going to be finishing it next week. No, we're not. There's literally 2 other things that got added to the game basically last minute game story wise that really didn't need to be there, but apparently it's there now. At least it felt like it was just added in, but making it artificially longer, but I don't know if it has anything to do plot wise, though. Plot wise we have found something from the 2 things. We are finding things that connects to the overall plot. So hopefully after we get the said other thing, we can actually finish the game. But I don't know if we'll be able to. There might be yet one more stream afterwards. It's a little hard to tell, to be perfectly honest. So we'll see. I also did get it caught up doing alchemy. It feels like it's been forever since I did like hours of synthesis on stream, but did do that last time. I did that as efficiently as I could. Please don't run me. I did that as efficiently as I could, but also if you just leave me be, I can like do alchemy for a straight 5 hours, just optimizing stuff, and then we're at the part of the game. We're at the part of the game where we are encouraged to optimize our equipment and items as much as possible, because we're at end game. Early in the game, even mid game, you don't really have to do that. There's really no need to. But endgame, yeah, tweak it out as much as possible. Go crazy, go ham. And that's kind of what I sort of did, but also while making new stuff. And it paid off. It paid off. Because now we are strong. We are very strong. I hate you. 5,000, really? Okay, I'm just 3rd place. Good. Come on! What is up with these people tonight? I have zero luck tonight. What is going on? Also, my Twitter is like going off. I don't want to look at it right now, but my Twitter is going off for whatever reason. I think it's going off more than usual. I don't know, people are retweeting stuff or replying to stuff that I sent out earlier or what? Hope it's nothing serious. Then again, it hasn't gone to like 100. If it goes to like 100 or something or more or above 10, then I should probably be worried because it usually doesn't go that high, and that probably means there's something going on. But it's like it's probably just some random stuff happening. I don't think I've done anything to get myself in trouble. Even if it was, even if it was, I probably what do you call this? It's like one of those things. I said what I said. And I feel like a lot of people should own up to what they say these days, but a lot of people don't. Oh well. Who am I to say that? Who am I to say that? I am just living my life. Oh my gosh. You know what would be good right now? Yakitori. Yakitori, just like that one time I went to the well, it wasn't yakitori, that was yakiton, so that was pork skewers instead of chicken skewers. But anyway, grilled meat. I want some grilled meat. I had curry for the entire week so far, and while the curry is good, I just need some meat. I just need like some grilled, juicy goodness that's dripping with fat and seasoned with salt, pepper, and I don't know, maybe a little bit of sauce. I got some bulgogi sauce that I could use for like beef and stuff. I don't think I have any beef. No, I do have beef. I'm saving that beef for another time. So bulgogi's gonna have to wait. I do have catfish. I have like some frozen catfish that's already breaded. So maybe fried catfish is gonna be a thing on the menu for tomorrow. Or air fried catfish. I did... What do you call this? I did slander air fryers a little bit earlier this week, so maybe I'm in trouble for that. I mean, come on. Air fryers is just a convection oven. But does it do better than like a toaster oven? I think it does. Actually, it's probably a little bit better than a toaster oven. Because I think a toaster oven can also be a convection oven, correct? Yes or no? I don't know. It seems to do better than that, at least. So, it's faster. You don't have to wait for it to heat up. It's just kind of like it goes hot. It circulates air really fast, and I think that's why it gets up to temperature pretty quickly, and that's good. At least if you want to like bake things really quickly, like reheat things really quickly, the air fryer is really good for that. But actually doing its namesake, frying, I don't know if it's so much good for that. Like, I think people tried. It's not quite the same. Then again, it's not going to be quite the same as frying because it's not dripping in oil, but at the same time, it's not going to have that taste that you're used to with fried stuff. Like I made some, but you have to add a little oil, I think, if you want to fry, quote unquote, because there's no frying without oil. If you're just using heat without a medium other than air, serious. If you're using just heat without a medium other than air, it's kind of like it's just kind of like, I don't know, put it in the oven. It just dries out faster. Thank goodness I'm not last this time. Oh my gosh, this person on my left? Yeah, they're crazy. They are crazy. And I took a huge hit on my ranking today. Anyway, I think that's gonna do it for me today. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I didn't get to play with chat today because no one came in to do that. But thank you for listening anyway. If you've been hanging out, just listening to me on the background, because you know this is basically just my time to ramble, and what do you call this? My time to ramble, do like a little podcast type of thing about just things that have been happening lately. But yeah. So next week we're gonna be not doing Mahjong. We're gonna be doing a food thing, but I don't think it's going to be the Tokyo treat stuff. It's too early for that. But we are gonna be doing some other food thing next week. I hope you are keeping an eye on that one because it's gonna be different even for me. It's gonna be different even for me, and you'll see what it is once I put the waiting room up. Hopefully in the next couple of days. I still need to make the thumbnail for that one. So once that thumbnail is done, maybe by Monday you'll see the waiting rooms for the week. But I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed listening. And thank you all for coming. Thank you for watching, listening, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good rest of your day, everyone, and I'll catch you on the next stream. Bye-bye.